Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Blaine Blast, and this is MMO Library, and this will be our Final Fantasy XIV Rogue playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV, because that's what you play when you do a Rogue playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. You play Final Fantasy XIV. So, without further ado, we will just keep on pushing.
O mighty Ralga, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us your strength and put an end to the suffering of your people. Here to interfere again. Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppress us ever again.
Who are you talking to, bro? You're not talking to me. I don't know why you think you're talking to me.
If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gundobald's content to eke out an existence in this musty old cave.
What those animals did to Bertliana is unforgivable. And to think they look down on us?
Right?
Well, I'll suffer this humiliation no more. I'm with Wilred to the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards.
Bet. I'll slide. Are we sliding? Are we spinning a block? Looks like they got a map over here. What are they doing with a map? What are you doing?
Gone. The whole lot of them. Then it is as I feared. They mean to take matters into their own hands. But what exactly is it that they mean to do? What's this? A hunting knife? And a map of Zanrak? Wait, you said Wilred spoke of crystals, did you not? But they couldn't possibly mean to. By the gods, this is rank madness. The young fools are untrained and unblooded all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Amalja are. They'll be butchered before they get within 100 yalms of the crystals. They are headed east. If we hurry, we may yet find them before it's too late.
Here we go. Wilward's out here being oppressed or something. He's being accosted.
Wilred, did no others survive?
This is all wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We...
Pull yourself together, lad.
We were going to make an offering of crystals to Ralgra, to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zanrak and make off with the lizard men's cash, but they caught us and...
Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls.
I regret our young ones' transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all their failings, they are the hope of the Alamegan people. This hope I will guard with my life.
Forgive us. We only wanted...
The excuses will keep.
I will not let you harm them.
Adventurer, stay close to Wilred. No, I don't want to die.
It wasn't meant to end like this.
I didn't even notice that Will Red was like getting wrecked. I'm gonna have to pay more attention.
Forgive us. We only wanted...
The excuses will keep.
I will not let you harm them.
Adventurer, stay close to Wilred.
Mummy!
We almost have them! Your skill at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youths could learn much from a man like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Al Amigo.
Wait! We've come all this way. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, ripe for the picking.
Have you learned nothing, Wilred? Such is the fate of those who are touched by a god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends?
What? No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summoned Ralgar. He swore.
Enough. I will hear the rest of this sorry tale back in Little Al Amigo. I dare say our friend will wish to hear it as well.
You're darn tootin' Skippy. I would like to hear it. What do you take me for? Alright, let's hear it.
No more lies, Wilred. Tell us everything.
I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Ralgar, about using crystals, and then just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could raise ourselves from this squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to...
Listen to me, Wilred. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to define who we are. No matter where we may be, Al Amigo lives on within us all. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy, but whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe it to this adventurer. an outsider.
I won't, I promise. Thank you for saving me, and sorry I tried to kill you.
My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there are kind souls such as you out there. Little Alamigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here.
Okay, well, I need to talk to you about something. Can we talk? Let's talk.
Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to the creature, for the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words.
Okay, I wish I didn't skip through that.
How
so
fare your
quickly.
travels,
I
adventurer,
didn't do that.
and you
Anyway,
need not be concerned with young Wilred. The pain and regret he feels is a common burden amongst Alamigans, and one we willingly bear. It reminds us to always strive for a better life.
Okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys back at the Waking Sands. Here we are back in Vesper Bay. Now I have a new reshade on, and this is looking pretty bright. Pretty colorful. More colorful than before. I like it.
Welcome back. I'm reliably informed the investigation took you to Quarry Mill and Little Alamigo. So tell me, were you able to learn aught of La Habrea?
He attacked me.
Planted the knowledge of summoning in impressionable young minds, you say? Precisely the kind of deception the Asians would employ. While many of the ills that ail the land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by a malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front.
I agree.
All work and no play makes Minfilia a dull scion.
We must needs.
Did you say something?
Nothing, my lady.
Mayhap we ought to rest a while before speaking further of the investigation.
Now I don't think this is, maybe this is, not voice acting, this is, the mod, but this mod actually helps a lot, because even though the voice acting is bad, reading all of this takes, out loud at least, I could read, if I was just playing with myself, I could just read it, but reading all of it aloud, it takes a lot of effort, so having this read is a huge help.
While you were tending to business in Thanalan, some new information arrived courtesy of our friends the Sylphs. An individual fitting La Habrea's description has been sighted in the North Shroud. This sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the selfsame area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. Noraxia can furnish you with the details. Pray speak with her and take it from there. As always, be careful out there.
Walking One is to investigate Sinister One? Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with a Walking One in the Ash Crown Consortium. According to Friendly One, a Digging One named Medrod had an encounter with a scary Masked One. This Masked One is most certainly Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with Digging One Medrod. Digging One is to be found at Fallgourd Float in the North Shroud.
Off the Fulgurd Float. I think we can teleport there. Oh, great. You made it. Talk to the Chocobo Porter.
Well met, traveller. Might I interest you in a chocobo...
Nope. Oh, is that Godwin bow quiver man? Quiver bow person? Alright.
Please leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I look death in the face.
I'm not long for this.
'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman.
Who? So we gotta sue them? Oh, I can't. I have to do it from, and then they want us to soothe him? Didn't I sue them? There we go.
You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true. But that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared, to see the corpse of a woman. One glimpse was enough to tell me that she'd died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating this same masked man?
If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can.
Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again.
Oh, right, teamwork. That's what I wanted to... Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay him for comforting me.
So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin, known as Ziz, could inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer's that simple. But for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures, and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? You've already seen to the Ziz? Good work, adventurer. So, were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball.
There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Heh heh heh.
Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumour been going around. There's some as whisper that, after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a firesome stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments, and I'll give them a gander.
Oh, we gotta get 5. Vulgar float. Here are your rocks.
Huh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. 'Tis a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good firesome stick.
There is something you should know. I have been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Medrod's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball.
Evero.
I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Medrod's. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate.
Oh, it's a level 50 duty. Huh. Probably should leave that alone.
Sometimes I wonder which is harder to find, a vein of gold or a good man.
Oh my god.
But I swear, one day I will find the mother lode.
Bet.
A monstrous Banamite appeared, and you slew it. That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Folgord. Intentional or no, you have done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of light combined with blind panic?
There have been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me.
I had been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Banamite.
But you and I were miles apart. How could we have both seen it at precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the Banamite at the very spot you claimed to see that fiendish eyeball, isn't that right?
There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it.
Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be. Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. Ugh, it's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of these fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered.
I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert.
Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a...
While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, it was at the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region.
Alright. Seems like it's getting a bit out of hand for them, so we'll just go ahead and do what we've been doing the whole time, which is handling everything. Oh, she's dead.
Greetings, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with?
Yeah, there's people dying, and here's a corpse. Take this corpse.
Gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud. While the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any, sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next of... This button, engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim. A family sigil, or that of an organisation, perhaps? Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. I would have you hold on to the Lily button. You will need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Mjolnir. Mayhaps someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon its sigil.
Okay, Mother M. Hello, Mother Moon.
Good evening to you. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea.
I mean, I will take a scone, and the herb tea do in fact be bussin'.
Well, isn't this a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan-level quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognize the Lily sigil. You will have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette, over by the Aetherite Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one.
Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old, though I cannot claim to know its sigil. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Caingild over at the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a four-name basis.
Le Lancers Guild. Can't go there. Great. Where are we? I don't even know if this is the right way. It is. Is this the guild?
We met our end of the bargain.
It has to.
You have your guild. Now where is it?
I feel like this isn't the guild. This is not the guild. It's always nice and pleasant going through here. Mostly. What the... Oh, she has the outfit from that old Final Fantasy XI game, or not, maybe not 11, I don't know what it is, something. There's not as many people here today as I thought.
Bernadette believes that I can help you. Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's Ward, northwest of here. Wait. A memory comes to me. Of late, there has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursandal, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it.
Now that sounds like a lead. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That sounds like a lead.
I do not believe we are acquainted.
Jesus.
Pray leave me to my thoughts.
What is this button?
The sigil of the D'Artancourt's family. How is it that you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman? Her face, was it marred in any way?
Yes, there was
I
scratches.
had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment.
What does that entail? Level 36. He's about to tell me something.
I was once
fucked
a
up.
manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the D'Artancourts. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but Lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face.
What?
Suffice me to dispose of her body.
What? That just made me skip. Okay.
I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was. But when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hauke Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavoured to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hauke Manor on the western edge of the central shroud. Go now. Go and do what must be done.
Okay. Fine, fine. Here we are, Hauke Manor. Now, she's somewhere inside there. We have to go inside there and kill her. Let's see if we can join a party. Okay. Let's queue up. Here we are, Hawkeye Manor, the Black Shroud. His lady is in here somewhere. Let's see if we can find her. I'm too slow. It's fine though. Nice, very nice. This is her.
Darkness has taken root within these halls.
Sprung from the most unlikely of seeds.
One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life.
It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength for Master La Habrea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light.
Oh, really? So they're gonna just keep trying to kill us forever, basically, I guess. Alright, we reported back to Ursandel, the guy, and he said that. Let's get back to Minfilia. He said that he's gonna turn himself in because he stood by and watched like a bunch of girls get killed or something. It was pretty goofy. I kind of skipped it. I didn't mean to, but he's going to take himself to the police because he was like working for a killer or something. I don't know. Something stupid. Well, here we are, Thwaite Sands. We're in the bay.
Welcome back. Full glad am I to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn in the Twelves Wood? 2 of La Habrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission. The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then, the Ascians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the 3 nations to the presence of this elusive enemy and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Ascians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others.
I mean, are you sure we couldn't talk about it in private, Minfilia? I guess not.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Oh, I think this is like her real voice.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yep.
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, 2 primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlvip hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept?
Of course.
Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola, can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies. Tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Ariange, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the sailor's ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Sounds sketchy to me. Not gonna lie, it sounds sketchy. You want me to go fight a primal? Really? We're back in Limsa again. One more again. My controller's like broken.
Hail, adventurer, and welcome to Maelstrom Command. If you wish to know more about enlisting, speak with the personnel officer. Unless you are the guest we were told to expect? Forgive me, sir. To business, then. It is as we told the antecedent. The kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Ogomoro. Our scouts subsequently confirmed the object of their aggression.
Crystals, fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Word has spread of your accomplishments. On behalf of Limsa Lominsa, I thank you for heeding our call.
Forgive the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address our friend personally.
We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Sahagin and the kobolds plagued our people, nor is this the first time we have had to address a primal threat. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was to the company of heroes we turned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to other brave souls blessed with the strength to face this foe. So it is that we turn now to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, confident in the belief that you are Limsa's best hope.
I hope you are right. Yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unprovoked aggression. Did not the thalassocracy make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep to their own lands, and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Lominsans who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we then condemn the beastmen for defending their homes? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown.
Well said.
I would advise you to choose your words with greater care, Lady Y'shtola.
If she's right...
Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it.
Then she's right. But
And the wrong is mine. Freely do I claim it, yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath. Or would you have us fall upon our swords?
My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa Lominsa's citizenry are, of course, of paramount concern.
But let it be known. Let the record show. Claire Huxtable voice.
Already we have observed disruptions in the flow of ether further inland. The effects will be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. Can I count on your help?
Sure, of course.
You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings.
That the kobolds should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation.
Why does it keep doing that? Don't do that.
This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict. Before we meet Titan in the field, however, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe. And I can think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before.
The company of heroes may be no more, but several of its former members still live. It is said that one of them is employed at the Grey Fleet Mills in Lower Lanosha.
Quite why a mercenary should choose to become a miller, I do not know. When you find him, mayhap you could ask him for me. I, meanwhile, shall seek his fellows.
Okay. Well, I guess we need to go find this guy, and I guess we're gonna ask him how to beat the Primal. I don't know why we need to ask him. We should just go and fight it ourselves. But, hold on. But, I think that will be it for this episode, guys, and I've been Blaine Blast. This is MMO Library and our Final Fantasy XIV Ninja playthrough. So we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.